Welcome to my Worlds Adrift tutorial. Today I'll be teaching you everything you need to know to get off your island and onto the next. So let's get started. Alright, now that we're in the game, let's go over some grapple controls. So to grapple, you simply right click to shoot your grapple, right click again to release, or you can right click but hold and aim where you want to shoot, and release to shoot the grapple. Shift is to reel in, Control is to reel out, and space is to grapple boost. One thing to note about the grapple boost though, is if you're standing on the ground, you'll simply have to double jump to use it. So before we get outside, let's go over the inventory real quick. Basically, the inventory is in an inventory. You can click things, drag them around, right click to spin them, and place them where you want. One thing to note though is your belt is things that will not be dropped when you die. Down here's your hotbar. You got your salvager, repair, your ship builder, your scanner, and whatever you place in the rest. You can simply put things on your hotbar by right clicking and saying equip, or click and drag your item. If you want to get things off your hotbar, you simply click on them. Alright, well, let's get outside. So now that you're out in the world, there's a couple things you can do. You can start salvaging stuff by taking your salvage tool, charging it up, and shooting trees and rocks. The trees are simple because you simply knock them down, but rocks are a little more complicated. With the rocks, what you gotta do is you simply gotta kind of shell them, pull off the outer layer, then uncover what's inside. So there are a couple things in this rock. This is an Atlas shard. You pick it up with E. And then we got some ore hanging on the side of the inner bit, and it turned out to be lead. One thing you gotta watch out for is when you're upside down, you don't want to overmine it, which is when you hit the center kind of piece and it'll all fall apart. If you were on the side of an island or on the bottom, it will simply fall into the abyss. But since we're on top of the island, it'll just sit there and I can pick it up off the ground. So another thing you could work on while you're out and about on your island is finding knowledge. To get knowledge, what you need to do is take your scanner, scan these kind of knowledge poles, or you can scan trees, buildings, rocks, pretty much anything. So another thing to look for on your island is chests. There are 3 different types. There are the smaller ones that are just kind of brown in a normal chest. These giant ones, which usually have stuff in them. And then there's some silver ones that are also kind of a higher tier where you can find schematics and Atlas core pieces and just kind of stuff in it. These lore posts here, you can take them, put them in your inventory, right click them, and collect it. It will give you 15 knowledge and update your journal. You can do that same kind of thing with schematics to learn them. Like this medium panel in here. Click it, drag it over. Oh, sometimes there's server lag, and if it doesn't put it in your inventory very well, you can simply hit this arrow, it will collect all, and it usually gives everything to you right then and there. But to collect the medium panel, you simply learn it by right clicking it and click learn. I already know it, so I can't learn it at the moment. Some things to watch out for on your island are these bugs and mantas. Mantas will attack you if they're too close, but these bugs are normally just kind of relaxed. They don't care much until you harvest a tree around them. They will usually get mad, and you can tell when they're mad because they will have giant red eyes, and they'll try to headbutt you, but that one don't care. So let's start the process to building your ship. What you'll need to do is open up your menu, go to knowledge, and purchase the shipbuilding tab with your knowledge. Once you do that, you will get some schematics that's called shipbuilding. You will need to create a shipyard and an assembly station. And to do that, you will need to take metal and slot it into the recipe slots. And then hit craft. Nope, don't have enough inventory. So we'll have to wait a couple seconds for it to craft. Then you will need to put it in your hotbar by clicking and dragging, or right-clicking and saying equip. Well, that's nice of you. Gotta eat some berries because of that, dang. Oh, he's back. What? Okay, so now that we're finally alone, you select the shipyard on your hotbar, and then click and hold where you want it. You want to make sure there's nothing above you, or the trees aren't too close. Alright, so now that we got the dock, we need the assembly station. Build it up the same way, using your metals and crafting it. You have to wait for this to craft also. Equip it and place it. One thing to note is you want to place it a little ways away from your dock, otherwise it won't build because your ship's above it. Also, you don't want to build it too far away because you'll have a sphere of influence of where you can use your shipbuilder. Another note is don't build it on a cliff or anything because stuff rolls and it could potentially roll out of your sphere of influence. Alright, now that we got our assembly station and the dock, we can start building the ship. To do that, we go up to the dock, push E on it, and we get this menu. There are some pre-made schematics here that you can choose from, or you can go down here and click Edit, and it'll give you this little menu. You can customize your ship however way you want by clicking and dragging on the squares, or clicking and then dragging on the axis lines for the spheres. You can tweak that as much as you want. Also, these little pink ones manipulate the beams in between the spheres. So you can make your ship look crazy, whatever you want. So now that we've played with the ship and made it what we want, you click Done, click Save, and now you can start filling in the beams and the decks with what metal and wood you want. This symbol means you could use either wood or metal. That one just wants metal, and it'll just show a log if it wants only wood. So once you put what materials you want in the slots, you click the craft button. It'll open up the sphere of influence and start building the ship. So now that the ship's built, we'll need a couple things on it. An atlas core, a sail, a helm, and a personal reviver. And we can get those things from the assembly station. So pretty much it's just click and drag where you want it. One thing to watch out for though is different metals are different weights, and your sky core can only lift so much. If you only have these 4 things on there, you'll probably not run out or not weigh down too much, but it's just a thing to keep in mind for future use or future upgrades. Alright, so once you've built your item, you simply select the ship, the gauntlet lift mode, apparently is what it's called. Click on it. The nice thing about the sphere is you can grapple to it. Get on your ship. Put it anywhere you want as long as it's green. You can rotate with Z. I don't think this thing can rotate. But pretty much put it wherever you want. We'll just put it there for now. Alright, so the thing about the sail you gotta watch out for is you can put it anywhere on your ship, but if you put it on the edges, it'll only push from where it is. So you want it along the center of mass, otherwise you'll start just flying in circles. Or you'll have to fight it with wings and stuff. So one of the most important pieces of your ship is the Atlas core. The Atlas core is what lifts your ship, determines how much weight you can have on your ship, and it pretty much you gotta protect it, because if it goes, you go. Your ship won't fly anymore. Also, what you'll need to watch out for is it falling on you, especially when you get big panels or just anything big that you're building and you're standing right below it. Interesting thing about this game is you can pretty much put everything that mounts on a ship upside down, just as a for your information kind of knowledge. Remember, Z is to rotate, and click to place. So now that our ship's fully functional, we can go to the helm. Oh, well, before we leave, we gotta do something. Go up to your personal reviver and hold E to register. See? And it's got my name on it. It's kind of cool. So now that we're ready to leave, we simply undock by going up to the helm, interacting with it, pushing shift to go up. One thing you kind of got to watch out for, though, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. If you let go of shift too soon, the dock will pull you back down. So to avoid that, just hold shift. What I do is I hold shift, push E to exit, but it'll still keep that same control, that input that you had. You can go to your sail, push E on it, and it'll unfurl it. Now we're ready to go. So the controls of the ship are shift to go up, control to go down, D and A to rotate, and then the mouse will tilt and pitch. And then if you right click and move the mouse around, you can free look. One thing to note when using sails is that little flag right there for you. That indicates which way the wind is going, or you could also look at the little wind lines. But going against the wind, pretty much when you're using a sail, is terrible. So you want to go at 45-degree angles from it. Alright, so it's time to upgrade your ship, but you got to dock it first. It's actually quite easy. Well, all you need to do is go down. You can find pretty much any dock. Make sure it's working by going up to it, pressing E. This one needs to be repaired, so we can find out what it wants by trying to repair it. See, it wants lead to repair. It's kind of hard to tell when it's ready to take a ship again. All you got to do to figure that out is go up to it and push E. See, I've taken ownership of it, and now it is working. So to get my ship back onto the boat, or back onto the dock, you can simply grab it and slowly drag it over the shipyard. Takes kind of a while, but it works. Or if you're good, you can simply just fly it real close to the shipyard, or the dock. I don't know why I'm calling it shipyard now. Nope, see it? And then it'll kind of snap. Start the sphere of influence, and you're ready to start messing with your ship. Now you know the basics of Worlds Adrift. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, and thanks for watching. Bye.